Welcome friends, I am Dr. V.K. Chauhan, homeopathic physician. Revise with me homeopathic remedy Bryonia alba. This is part 8 MCQ review. We are dealing here with important MCQs which have been already asked in UPSC and PSC examinations. So this text is good for UPSC, PSC and MD aspirants. The maximum references are taken up from Allen's keynote followed by boric materia medica. So we go to the first MCQ. Vicarious menstruation is a common feature of A. Bryonia alba and phosphorus, B. phosphorus and sabina, C. Bryonia alba and sabina, D. Bryonia alba, sabina and phosphorus. The choice here is A. Bryonia alba and phosphorus. So let us go for the reference. We'll see Bryonia and here we find the information: vicarious menstruation, nosebleed when menses should appear, and we have phosphorus along with this. This reference is coming up from Allen's keynote. We'll go to the MCQ 2. Baseless fear of impending poverty. Talks of his business in delirium, lies listlessly. Which medicine is helpful to this patient? Variables: gelsemium, B is Bryonia, C is acidum phosphoricum, D is arnica montana, and answer is B, Bryonia alba. Let us seek the reference. In Bryonia alba, delirium talks constantly about his business. This information is coming from Allen's keynote. Again we find mind delirium wants to go home and talks of business is also coming from boric materia medica. And we get to the mind section, fear, poverty. This rubric is in first grade representation and reference is Canterbury. So we find the correct choice appears to be Bryonia alba only. We go to MCQ 3. Cephalendra indica and Bryonia belongs to A. Compositae family, Solanaceae family, Cucurbitaceae family or Aristaceae family. Our answer is C, Cucurbitaceae. Let us seek the reference and we find reference is coming from Cucurbitaceae family, Allen's keynote, and Cephalendra indica we find commonly known as ivy gourd, little gourd. Coabi belongs to the family of Cucurbitaceae and it is widely used for hypoglycemic and anti-diabetic. This is a web reference. MCQ 4. The fundamental rule for the class 3 mother tincture is discussed in Materia Medica Pura under A. Bryonia, B. Cactus, C. Silicea, D. Squillia. The answer is D. Squillia. Let us recall class 3. The mother tincture in this class are prepared with two parts by weight of alcohol to 1 part of plant or parts thereof. The fundamental rule for this class is contained in the Hahnemann's Materia Medica Pura under Squillia. It is applicable to viscid or mucilaginous material or scanty in juice. This reference is coming from page 254, 255, 256, chapter 5, Homeopathic Pharmacy by D.D. Banerjee. Friends, we are going to MCQ number 5. Stitches in the chest, pleurisy with exudation, tendency to gangrene, and the reference is Kalikar, B. Cantharis, C. Bryonia, D. Squilia, and the answer is B. Cantharis. Our references are coming up. Under Cantharis we find respiratory. In respiratory system, pleurisy with exudation is there, and in the skin section we find tendency to gangrene, and this reference is coming from Boric Materia Medica. MCQ 6. Oral vertigo, burning in lower lip in old smokers, lips swollen, dry, black and cracked. The variables include A. Aurum metallicum, Silesia, C is China, and D is Bryonia. Our answer appears to be D, Bryonia, and let us go for the recall. In Bryonia ear we find oral vertigo, and in mouth we find burning in lower lips. In old smokers, lips swollen, dry, black and cracked. This information is coming up from Boric Materia Medica. MCQ 7. Alumina is the choice chronic of. Alumina is the chronic of. Variables are A. Rust ox, B. Plumbum metallicum, C. Sulfur, and D. Bryonia. The answer is D. Bryonia, and we are seeking reference from alumina, relationship complementary to Bryonia, followed by Bryonia legacy sulfur, and alumina is the chronic of Bryonia. Similar to Beritacarp conium in elements of old people, the reference is from Allen's keynote. We have MCQ 8. Bryonia acts on variable A, serous membrane, variable B, bone, variable C, cartilage, and D is muscle. The answer is A, serous membrane. Let us get the reference. Under Bryonia acts on all serous membranes. The first line, opening line under Bryonia, and this reference is coming from Boric Materia Medica. So if you see the directly from the book, probably the mental image is far deeper and long lasting. Let us go to the MCQ. Noun 9. We find headache across the forehead, aggravated by every footstep, is present in variable A, Belladonna Bryonia elos, and then we have Belladonna Bryonia arsenic album, C is Belladonna Bryonia sepia, and D is Belladonna Bryonia anosmodium. The answer is A, Belladonna Bryonia and elos. Let us go for the reference. Under elos we find headache across the forehead, worse by every footstep. Belladonna and Bryonia are there, so it confirms the answer. Again we see the reference from where it is taken. It is taken up from Allen's keynote, so our answer is correct. We go to MCQ 10, and in this we find mentioned preventive medicine for Japanese encephalitis on the following symptoms: nocturnal aggravation, restless, fear of death, anxiety, thirsty, headache, better by cold, other symptoms worse. We have following variables: A is aconite, B is arsenic album, C is gelsemium and D is Bryonia. The answer is B, arsenic album. Let us get the reference. Under arsenic album, we find this information, which we can see the color code: anxious, fearful, restless, full of anguish, and then anxiety, fear of death is there. Attacks of anxiety at night, driving out of bed after midnight, great thirst for cold water, drinks often but little at a time, and headache, which is temporarily better by cold bathing. So these are the symptoms which we find here in arsenic album in Allen's keynote, how they are spread in the text and they have been highlighted. So we again find arsenic album is the correct choice. Reference already we have told you probably, and that we repeat again, keynotes of H.C. Allen. Now we go to the MCQ 11. Which of the following symptom is common to Bryonia, Alba, Eposinum and Helleborus? The important variables include A, constant motion of left arm and left leg. B is great thirst for large quantities at long interval. C, headache when stooping as if brain would burst through forehead. And D is cough, short and dry or deep and loose during pregnancy. Answer is A, constant motion of left arm and leg is in Bryonia, Eposinum and Helleborus. Let us confirm it. The reference is from Bryonia, and here we find constant motion on the left arm and leg. In bracket we have Eposinum and Helleborus. Yes, it is there, and the reference is coming up from Allen's keynote, and you will see where the text has been taken up from. So it is a good memory. If you see the book, open up the book and see yourself. Now we go to the next MCQ is 12. Alternation of rust ox and Bryonia was done by Hahnemann in epidemic of. Variables include A, measles, B, scarlet fever, C, typhus, and D is cholera. The answer is C, typhus. Let us go to the source. On recall we find in destructive hospital typhus, which prevailed in year 1814, Hahnemann employed with never failing success Bryonia and Rux toxicodendron, giving sometimes one and at times the other remedy. According to the change of symptoms indicated the necessity of changing the remedy, and this information comes from a new and comprehensive system of materia medica and therapeutics volume 12 by Charles M. Bell. We go to the MCQ 13. Diarrhea like dirty water from fruit or sauerkraut is seen in. Variable A, cinchona, B, croton tig, C, petroleum, D, Bryonia alba, and the answer is D. Let us go to the reference. Bryonia, diarrhea like dirty water from fruit or sauerkraut, and this is the reference from Allen's keynote, which confirms the answer D, Bryonia alba. We go to the MCQ 14. Match list 1 symptom and 2 is medicine and select the correct answer. So we have this list 1 and list 2. List A, list 1A, children aversion to. We may find it. So suggested is 1, sepia officinalis, B, cannot look at blood, B, platinum, C, business aversion to, third is alumina, and D, talks of business is fourth, Bryonia alba. The code is as under, and the selection is been A2, B3, C1, D4. Let us confirm. List one symptom and list two medicine. The correct choice is children aversion to is platinum metallicum 2. Platinum metallicum, it is coming from the repertory Kent, mind, children aversion to platina. Cannot look at the blood, alumina 3. And the reference comes from repertory Kent, mind, blood, cannot look at or knife, alum. C is business aversion to Cephia officinalis, and the reference comes from repertory Kent, mind, business aversion to, and we have sepia in 3+. D is talks of business, and we have here the fourth Bryonia alba correspondingly, and reference is coming from repertory Kent, mind, business, talks of Bryonia and hyoscyamus. So here Bryonia is correct. So friends, thank you very much for the patient listening. Thanks once again.